Zoe don't care. Testing 1 2. He is cooking too. They stupid. No sound. No sound. They said, there you go. Testing 1 2. Are we there? Is he back? I'm back. All right, we back. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. ZoWhat morning show. They said he cooking too. Ain't no sound. He already cooking. Hey, listen. I just set a goal for the channel. I want you guys to support the show. I want you to support me, support the show, support the channel. The easiest way to do that is go to the $ down at the bottom. That is the super chat. By the time we're done with this show today, we're going to have about 500 people in here. And all I'm asking is that 50 of the 500 drop a 5 spot. You could do it via Cash App or the super chat. My Cash App is on the screen right there, $ZoWhat Netter. And of course, really quickly, I'm going to run through some black-owned businesses that we love to support here, and I want you guys to support them as well. And again, I'm a black-owned business. Don't forget to support your brother. So hit the like button, hit the share button. You can go to my Cash App right now, $ZoWhat Netter, or you can go to the super chat. Now, the super chat is set up to get 50. I'm going to shout out everybody. The super chat is set for 2 hours for the duration of the show. So we have 2 hours to raise 50 super chats and or Cash Apps to support the channel. So it's just that simple. Everybody hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now, black-owned businesses. I got to talk about Reza Islam, right? His intellectual power. Again, he brought me some, and it's amazing. You know, I got some energy. I get up, I'm sleeping. And the energy is good for, working out and all of that. So when I tell you the product is a real product, I'm very particular. I'm not just going to endorse anybody. And even if you're a friend of mine, as is Reza, I definitely consider him a friend of mine. If the product ain't good, it just ain't good. That is not the case. I need everybody to go to intellectualpower.net. That is not the case. And when I tell you this brother did his homework, the brother is out there on an island somewhere cultivating all these herbs, putting them together, got a whole team, done employed folk. He on an island somewhere, like literally on an island somewhere, and they making these herbs by hand and put them in pill form. So if you GNCing, if you going to buy all these chemical, he's St. Lucia, somewhere in the Caribbean. I'm not giving up his location. Somewhere in the Caribbean, the brother is over there turning out this powerful product. And I have experienced some benefits. This is my second bottle. Man, everybody go over there to intellectualpower.net and tell my brother Zoe sent you. Because we want to keep this brother's business alive. Now, I've been doing that for a lot of businesses. Total Package Energy is still in business. It's because of y'all. Total Package Energy is in business because of y'all. It's just that simple. they wouldn't be in. He probably wouldn't even be doing this no more. This dude is a scientist. Literally went to school. He's literally a scientist. So he created a product that could compete in the market. What he's basically saying is, black people, we have to compete in the market. So when you hear people say, where's the black-owned luxury clothing line? Where's the black-owned luxury car company? You create a product that pre-exists so you can take your people's dollars away from the pre-existing product. Where's the black-owned Pepsi Cola? Where's the black-owned Dr. Pepper? Do you see what I'm saying? So this brother said, okay, there's Red Bull, there's C4, there's all this. He said, come on, Total Package Energy, black-owned, out of Oakland, the Yay area. Yeah. We got to support them. So I'm encouraging everybody to go there and buy one thing, just one thing. You might not even like it. You might be like, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to give it away to somebody. Fine. At least you sowed a seed in a pre-existing black-owned business. And I just think that that's important. All right. What else I got? I got Total Package Energy. 2 weeks. Roughly 2 weeks. This is happening. This gonna be crazy. I'm excited about it. This is going to happen. Me and Ray Grady, some comedians, and some clinicians are going to have a versus. Literally, the comedians versus the clinicians. Whose therapy is better? Who gonna make you feel better? The therapists are like, we can definitely make you feel better by getting you some clarity, by getting you some answers that maybe you've been running from. Maybe you already had these answers. We're going to point you in the direction of self-awareness, and it may up-level your experience of yourself. But the comedians are saying, nah, this laughter I'm finna put on this relationship you've been in, it's a versus. And then we're going to have a question and answer session at the end. Hey, when I tell you it's going to be lit, it's crazy. Miracle Theater, May 31st, 7 p.m. Listen, it's a Saturday. Come on, man. It's going to be lit. All you got to do is go to themiracleinglewood.com and purchase your tickets. Let me say it again. themiracleinglewood.com and then purchase your tickets. Francisco, the engineer today, he bought some tickets. Even though he ain't gonna be able to go, he done raffled them off, or he's about to raffle them off to somebody. People are coming in from out of town, flying in from all over the country. I'm like, yo, it's at the legendary Miracle Theater in Inglewood, California, man. So definitely support. And I want to give you guys a quick update on Dr. Russell Harrison. He tells me that he's almost back, 95%. He said he's almost back. So I'm happy to hear that he's doing well. His nephew is doing great as well. I think his nephew is in camp right now. Listen, that nutrition and herbs, the boxers are like, come with it. So Russell and his nephew, Dr. Russell, respectfully, and his nephew work with Bud Crawford. Hey, when you get on what they on, you on some different shit. When you get on what they on, you on something different. All right, let's get right to it. Hey, Latarius. Hey, Latarius. That's a name. Latarius. Thank you for the Cash App. We appreciate it. We want to shout out everybody who shows any level of support for today's show. Thank you. Yes. Let me see. Yes. Gordon, thank you for the Cash App. If you guys feel that's 2. We need 48 more at least of $5 to show your support for the channel. Please continue to keep pushing through. We're going to shout out everybody, man. Nothing but love. I appreciate everybody for showing up, for giving me love, for supporting. All right, let's get to it. I got to talk about something I think it's breaking. They say Tory Lanez got stabbed in prison. And I want to address that real quick.
Free Tory.
Yeah, so if you could find a photo of that. They say he got stabbed in prison now. Listen, and all of this is going to make sense when I tie it all together. News, let's see. Says it, TMZ, Tory Lanez stabbed in prison, rushed to hospital. This isn't how Tory Lanez wants to get out of prison, but he is after suffering a prison yard stabbing so bad he needs hospital treatment, TMZ has learned. Tory was in the yard of California Correctional Institution at, what is that, Tehachapi?
They had him in Cali?
Yeah, he's in Cali. Monday morning when another inmate stabbed him, according to multiple sources, including one in law enforcement. It is unclear what the motivation was for the attack, but one source tells us Tory was rushed by ambulance to a nearby civilian hospital in Bakersfield. So that's in the middle portion of California. So you got Fresno, Bakersfield, Visalia, all these towns, Bakersfield is about an hour from Fresno. So that's the Central Valley. I know this because my son played at Fresno.
Yeah.
But driving up there, you go through all them little bitty towns. So, man, just last week, he posted a pic of himself looking pretty buff behind bars and bragging his next album will be dropping soon. The artist is serving a 10-year sentence at the California State Prison for the 2020 shooting of Meg Thee Stallion. Tory and Meg are still battling each other in court. She's accusing him of enlisting various bloggers to continue publicly smearing and cyber stalking. So, let me just say this. Hey, let me shout you out, Marquise. Thank you for the super chat. That's 1 of 50 on the super chat side of the game. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Let me just cautionary tale. (1865), we were released from slavery. They didn't want to release us from slavery. Didn't. You know why? Because they didn't have a place for us in society. And America has been uncomfortable creating a space for black people. And let me just say this. It's not just black people. If you study political science, you'll understand wealthy white people don't fuck with poor white people either. The only reason why they do is because they're in the minority. So they got to get as many motherfuckers as they can. So they tell the po folk, you remember the Jonestown? Mm-hmm. That was when po white folk and po black folk said, we got a common issue.
Was that the Bacon's Rebellion or something?
Bacon's Rebellion. Yeah. Or is it Shay's Rebellion? Yeah. Could be. Either way, this government is genius in creating illusions. The illusion of freedom via liberty. If you ask political pundits today, they'll tell you our government is not so much resembling a republic, which is from the Latin word republica, which means for the people, and to the republic for which it stands. No. We resemble an oligarchy. You got, what's the boy with the car? Tesla?
Yeah,
Elon. Trump.
Bezos.
See, you got to understand, the original framers of this government framed it for white aristocracy men. That's it. Do you know that there is a line of succession in our government? If the president go down, there's a line of succession.
For sure.
Do you know what line of succession means?
Nepotism, that's what it sounds like.
No, royalty, the line of succession is, I'm king, so my son is going to be king. Mm-hmm. And so on. You say, oh no, we created a whole new government that doesn't look like Europe. And does it? It what? Okay, cool. Yeah, hey, Chris Thomas, thank you. Imad Al Kubati, thank you. Yes. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Please continue to support. We got 3 out of 50 on the super chat. We need 47 more. It's only $5. Drop it. But how this all ties in, like I said, it's a cautionary tale. You get a little piece of money, and a little piece of fame, mm-hmm. and you think it's time to turn up. Are you familiar with Noam Chomsky?
No.
He's a linguist, he's a professor, but he speaks ad nauseum about the condition of America. Let me ask you a question. Did black people have time to take ass pictures on the beach in the 60s?
Man.
There's a vacation, a staycation, a vacation, a laycation, and a daycation. Listen, did we have time in the 60s to be riding on an elephant in Nepal? Viva Nepal! I need to understand. Our whole life is predicated on reaching a level that is curated by the very same people that didn't have no place for your ass to be. So when you get to a certain level based on the definition they created, you take your ass to Hermes in France and they say, Oprah, get the fuck out of here. Because you thought, because I got the bread, I belong in here too. No. See, a cautionary tale, NFL, Tory Lanez, whoever.
Smokey Robinson now.
Smokey, we gonna pull up Smokey too. But the cautionary tale is everybody should be moving like Frank Lucas. And even Frank Lucas fucked up. when his woman bought him that mink. And now you're on the radar. Listen, and I know it's hard to not be on the radar if you're a public personality. But listen. Hey, what's that? D.R. Naka. What up, Dr. Naka? Thank you for the 5 spot. That's 4. We need 46 more. Keep pushing. And you can go to Cash App or Super Chat. Doesn't matter. But I'm telling y'all, Noam Chomsky has a documentary on Amazon Prime that everybody should watch. Why is it important? Because he's talking about the fundamental bricks, the undergirding of democracy, of American democracy, of the United States government. Why is that important to Tory Lanez? Because many of us are poorly educated on what type of system we're in, and we don't know how far away from its original intent the American government is, right? We don't know how far away it is from what the original framers had in mind.
Forefathers, yeah.
So again, this government looked totally different. So if it looks totally different, as a black man who Public Enemy said was public enemy number 1, shit looked real different. You listen, clandestine moves. Stay the fuck out the way. Follow the laws. Pay your taxes. Stay out of the way. We want to what you doing at the club with guns and you're a celebrity? I'm not saying you actually did. I don't know. I wasn't there, but a jury found him guilty. Okay, there's conspiracy. I feel for his dad when his dad called out Jay-Z. I felt for that. Oh man. However, this is like fucking a girl raw and nutting in her and then complaining that she gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
She trapped me. How?
How?
If you willingly, you out there, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. I tell my son all the time, man. Low key. Low key is the best. Stay out the way. I tell both my sons, stay out the way. Do your part. Do what you need to do. Make your bread. Man, I'm from a generation where this is the validation era. Because let me tell you something. Mike and Prince, I'm from that generation. Niggas was begging to talk to them. And they was ignoring niggas. All the major publications, everybody wanted to get an interview with one of them dudes. Mm-hmm. And they was ignoring fools. Trying to stay out of the way. And there was power, right? There was a lot of power in ignoring the major media. That's why whenever either one of them said, all right, I'm going to talk to Whoop-de-Whoop, but only Whoop-de-Whoop.
Yeah.
It was...
Now they getting highlighted like, yeah.
It was like, oh shit, y'all got him?
Yeah.
We don't live in that era. We live in the era of doing too much and getting clout for doing too much. And I'm not saying the brother is or was guilty. He's clearly in prison serving a 10-year sentence. And the sentence is for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. Now, there's all type of conspiracies. I don't want to get into that. I'm just talking about, hey, sometimes you need to understand from 1865 till today, they didn't know what to do with you. And when you start leaking into areas of their world.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
See what I'm saying? Like, oh, Lord, we done made him a star. Can you imagine? Oh, Lord, they can live here now? They can afford to live here now? Like,
They barbecuing in the lawn now.
So we got to deal with the backyard
Man.
function. This is white folk. We got to deal with the function now? The backyard function is cracking?
They frying everything.
See what I'm saying? You chase a standard you didn't create. And that standard, once you achieve it, validates you. Until this system, have you noticed every major motherfucker gets picked off? And I'm talking about black folk. Still, the Abercrombie and Fitch guy who been
Diddling and
it's been diddly dee. He been diddling. You under dig? He gets bail. He's out on bail. Diddy in there looking like a ghost right now, all white hair. Our shit get put front center.
Right. Like a ghost.
Remember Mike Tyson? She said you raped her.
He said, man, I might as well should have.
I don't know, whatever, but I do know. I'm not saying he wasn't guilty. I'm not saying he is guilty. I don't know. What I do know is we all knew, we watching the TV, we knew your ass was in trouble and we knew your ass wasn't getting out of it.
Yeah.
You could see that from the news.
Yeah. Damn.
And I'm going to say this too. Hollywood is not totally to blame for some of the black depravity that's being exposed. See, you want to blame a magic wand. Hollywood made these people do what? No. First off, most of you niggas ain't from here. Real Los Angelinos ain't like what y'all think.
Man, say it again.
Most of the weird shit that's coming is coming from somewhere else. You have an idea about Hollywood. You got an idea about, LA people and the LA folk. You don't really know LA folk. Because from city to city, it's a different mentality. You don't really know. Be the weirdos coming in with an idea about what Hollywood is. And then they apply that shit to all of Los Angeles. Hollywood is right up, it's up the hill.
Right.
And a lot of us don't, did you know if you from Los Angeles, most niggas don't go to the beach?
Nope.
Fuck. We're not going to Venice Beach. Y'all go there. We might go to Dockweiler.
Yeah.
We might go to Redondo. But we're not at Venice Beach on the Broadwalk.
Right.
That's what y'all do.
Tourism.
Tourism. Do you see? People who were raised here, from here, it's a different animal. Everybody's not trying to be in Hollywood. It's in the backyard. We're not tripping. We see celebrities at the store and at the gas station. We're going on about our business. We're not tripping. It's a different place. But people who come from somewhere else have a different mentality. And I think a lot of depravity comes with them.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not saying LA ain't depraved. There's a lot of fuck shit here too. Dockweiler Beach is what it's called.
Dogweiler. what I don't get though, like as far as you saying, like it ain't always Hollywood's fault. Like the whole Adam 22, Vlad TV. It's like we saw the blueprint with Vlad TV, and now they got a new version of it, Adam 22, and people still running to it, doing the same thing, incriminating themselves.
Because trauma is attractive. People do not understand the way algorithms work. TikTok, Instagram, all that shit is geared towards drama. Even the so-called positive shit, it's still toxic positivity because they call it trauma porn. I'm talking about the APA. The Association of Psychological, the APA.
Yeah.
Trauma porn. This is what's getting the algorithms popping. If I drop a video that says Zoe Williams confronts Aries Spears, viral.
For sure. For sure.
That's telling you that you're programmed to respond to the lowest level of consciousness. Think about it. Sexy Red is a star. Like a bona fide star. Some people, oh, she's a plant. The people put her here. But guess what? You responded to it. Why are you responding to it? Yeah. See, you don't, so people think, oh, LA or Hollywood did it to me. No, you came here traumatized. Hollywood did not molest you. See, you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not, listen, and I'm not saying there aren't instances where some casting couch fuck shit doesn't happen. But what I'm saying is, if we're following the great Krishnamurti when he says relationship is a mirror, what if you come here from somewhere else already traumatized and attract other traumatized people when you get here? That means you brought your trauma here and bonded with similar trauma here. So you can't just blame here for the trauma that you brought with you. If we really gonna have a real conversation, it's easy to point the finger and say, Hollywood did it. What if you came here and I've seen it? What if you came here and you sold your integrity? You talk about selling your soul. Okay, you sold your integrity to get put on. The casting couch is a real thing.
You don't have to accept it.
If you come from another place and you know bartending, because that's typically what you do, you go live in the valley. You don't live below the 10.
Right.
I know, be in the back house in the valley, and in somebody's house, they got a back house. You go live there and you bartend. You're a waitress and you're auditioning. This is what happens. You from somewhere else though, and you have an idea of what Hollywood is. I'm telling you, Hollywood is not exactly what you think it is. Yes, at the very top, there are some abusers. But Hollywood's top rung resembles the NBA, resembles the NFL, resembles any aspect, right, of entertainment. Ask yourself a question. Did all of baseball collude to make sure American-born baseball players are no longer playing? Think about that.
That's crazy.
When you look at the legacy of African-American baseball players, Jackie Robinson, Ricky Henderson, right? Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, the Big Hurt, Bo Jackson, Ken Griffey. And they just virtually gone from the league? Did the MLB collude and said, think slavery when you think MLB. There's another kind of nigga we can get. Remember, 1865, we don't really know what to do with niggas. Let's create the Ku Klux Klan, a terrorist organization to make sure that they don't try to vote. Wait a minute. Hold on. Albert Pike, the Mason, who was a wild boy, wild white boy, doing all type of wild shit, right, creates the Ku Klux Klan, a terrorist organization, to keep them from voting, to keep us from voting. Wait, hold on. He's a Mason? The founding forefathers, most of them were Masons. All of them was, Wait, at the same time, you give us the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment so we can be acknowledged by the system and be able to vote. And you go, wait a minute, they didn't really do that for y'all. You thought they did that for y'all, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. Did you know they acknowledge your personhood, right? Okay, they're not chattel. They're people. Did you know that really wasn't for you? Sure, it applies to you. You're the mascot for the 14th Amendment. But do you know what that really applied to? See, this, y'all don't understand. I tell y'all, go get the Kabbalion. The 7 Hermetic Principles. Go get the Kabbalion and read it. Why? Because it's dealing with polarity. It's dealing with balance. It's dealing with the swing of the pendulum. You know what the 14th Amendment really was for? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Corporations. A corporation is a legal person with rights.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm going to get some money, nigga, and I'm going to ball like that. You better get some money and duck away. Protect your family. Why do you think Prince did all that philanthropic shit without mentioning a word, and it all comes out after he dies?
It would have been sabotage.
Because he knew. I get out here and I start talking about what I'm doing. I see what they did to my brother Mike. Niggas don't even know Prince and Mike is cool. They cool with each other. They sending each other music. Critiquing each other's shit. I wish they would have just got over their egos and did some shit together. But they Jehovah Witnessing together and going to church and Mike in the Guinness Book of World Records for giving up what, 500-600 million charity, trying to do big shit. Sometimes you got to be clandestine because they never wanted you to be in the position that you're in. These white folk, they never wanted that. If you look up the documentary on Amazon Prime, Noam Chomsky.
Can you spell that?
Noam Chomsky, Norm, Chomsky, Chomsky. Is that it?
Yep.
If you look up Noam Chomsky, the Amazon documentary. He is telling you this government ain't what it was. This government was designed to manipulate motherfuckers into thinking they got freedom when they really don't. If you really don't have freedom, what you out here wiping your nose with a $20 bill for? Noam, N-O-A-M.
N-O-A-M, yep, Chomsky.
Thank you.
Yeah, quite a few documentaries.
In the 60s, did we have time for the vacation? The staycation, the vacation, the maycation, the laycation, the daycation. Did we have time for it in the 60s? In the civil rights movement when we was fighting for, equality and the vote and the Voters' Rights Act and all that, right? Do we have time?
No.
You think you got time, but you don't have time. You're being manipulated. The world's markets are up in upheaval right now because of the tariffs. But even before the tariffs, you were still in the bottom. As a collective, a lot of motherfuckers want to ignore the you of it. They want to say, well, yeah, maybe most of us, but not all of us are doing that bad. Okay, cool. You are still part of 1865. What are we going to do with them?
Project, yep.
Go to Amazon Prime and watch his documentary. Can you pull up the documentary? I forgot the name. It is incredible.
Requiem for American Dream.
Requiem for American Dream. Please, boy. Watch this and understand where you fit. Because ageism, racism, sexism, classism is still in play. Black people are still statistically at the bottom of every socioeconomic metric collectively. Do you have time to take an ass shot on your bathroom sink? Let's just get right to it. We disrespectful of each other. We don't respect each other's time. We don't respect each other's knowledge. We don't love each other because we've been conditioned to follow a broken system. We think in the broken system there's wholeness in the form of money, in the form of status, in the form of success. But when the same metric you use to rise up in success is the same one they use to tear you down. It's the same as the dope game. You selling dope in the streets and you balling, and the streets know that you the nigga. If the streets know, them people know.
They for sure know, yeah.
When the streets know that it's you, them people know it's you. Because of self-hate, somebody from the streets gonna always get that incentive bread to tell on you. Snitching is part of real niggas. I know you don't want to hear this.
Oh, damn.
I know you don't want to hear it put that way.
Damn. Oh.
All you cool niggas, all you fly niggas, all you street niggas snitch in this game. While at the same time, I'm a real nigga. You're incongruent. You's a snitch.
Man.
That's part of the game, snitching. is actually integrated into the game. Why? Because you're for sale. You're for sale.
Just another hoe.
Integrity switch hitters is crazy.
That is wild.
That is wild.
Damn.
Hey, listen, we got 7 out of 50 super chats. We're trying to get to 50. We're only asking for $5. We got 305 people in here. Can 43 people hit that super chat and show your love for this information? All right? Do you guys respect the information? This is why I keep going in, because again, Farrakhan, Minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Elijah Muhammad, and many others, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, many other black folk have come and said our power is in unity. But you can't unify a broken people who can't answer their own problems. Right? If your oppressor has more answers for your problems than you do, they become your surrogate daddy, your foster dad.
Hey, T made a pretty interesting question. He says, are we really at the bottom in everything, and can we believe their numbers?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a great question. Yep. Break it down. You got a black man, Sandy Darity, at the University of Duke, the #1 economics professor in the world. 14 million black homes. Half of those black homes have zero wealth.
Yeah.
You been to Mississippi? You been to Alabama?
Once.
You know where these niggas live? You been to Mississippi? We know where. You been to Baltimore?
Okay, Mr. Supreme.
Marco. Yo, Mr. Supreme Cinema is back at it, enjoying the show as always. Thank you, man. Anybody that hits a super chat, yo, please, please, please hit the like button. Show your love. You can like every one of these things. Every time somebody hits a super chat, just hit the like button and show your appreciation. Come on, we got 9 out of 50. We need 41 more people. It's 317 people in here. Let's get it. What was I saying before I was so blown away by that super chat?
You were answering the question that if we can actually believe their numbers.
Yes,
about black
and I was
people.
giving you Sandy Darity. As a matter of fact, you could look it up right now. 11 things that what we don't get, what we misunderstand about the wealth gap. Is written by Antonio Moor and Sandy Darity and others. What we get wrong about the wealth gap. I want y'all to look that up. You got several black men who give a fuck, who give a damn about our community, working with scholars and intellects to crunch the numbers on disparity. If you go to this Requiem for the American dream and you watch that, he's going to talk about it. Right? He's talking about disparity in the American society. And he talks about how the government enforces legislation that consolidates power to the powerful. So the way our government is now set up, it's making sure that there's a pipeline and a funnel from money, wealth, power, and it's all circling back and consolidating itself amongst the powerful. So you can say, oh, can we trust their number? No, their system is set up for that. The system is set up to funnel the bread back. So to wrap this thing up, whenever I see a young brother like Tory Lanez, sometimes it looks like, to me, self-unaware. I'm doing so good. I'm flying so high. I can do anything. Nah.
Now, I got another question to that. Do you think that is because he's Canadian? He's not really attached to...
First off, any black people outside of America, we are your teachers in culture. You can be Canadian, Drake. These guys are our little brothers. Mm-hmm. They want to be us. You come here, you get validated by us. Black culture in America, right, is tantamount to being Ifa in the spirit realm. What does that mean? In Ifa, you could practice Ifa in Brazil, whatever they call it, candomblé. You could practice in Mexico, the DR, but when you become a babalao and you start helping people or doing readings, for a lot of them, they got to go back to Africa and get vetted. Yeah. Oh, you Ifa? You come here and get vetted. African-American culture here is like that. Africans from the UK, Africans from Canada, Africans from wherever, doing us, seek our validation. Do you see? That's just what the fuck it is. Especially hip hop music. So again, I'm Canadian. I'm not American. But I'm mimicking America's public enemy number one. Yeah. And America go, oh, you a nigga.
You said it yourself.
Send that nigga to jail. Yeah. What'd he do? And he got money? Send that nigga to jail. 10 out of 50, we getting there. Hey, and also you can go to my Cash App. If you want to support the Cash App, if you think Cash App is easier, please go to my Cash App. Support. I'll shout out everybody who goes there as well. $ ZoWhat Netter. Let's move on. I had to just get into that. Y'all got to look at that documentary. It's an amazing documentary. I want y'all to tap into it. As a matter of fact, we got a clip of Noam Chomsky. Can you play it for us? There's a clip, and then when we come back, we're going to get to the next story. Now is an opportunity for you guys to support. Go do it. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. You got it? Mm-hmm.
How can there be thought control in a democratic society such as the United States? Isn't that a contradiction?
Well, it depends what you mean by democracy. If you mean by democracy that ordinary people should play a meaningful role in controlling public affairs and determining decisions about how the system works and so on, yeah, then it's a total contradiction. But the point is that privileged elite elements, have never meant that by democracy. They've always regarded democracy as a threat which has to be contained and controlled. And this goes way back to the first democratic revolutions in the 17th century in England. As soon as it became clear that you're going to lose, that it would no longer be possible to control people by force, it immediately followed almost as a corollary that you're going to have to control what they think. If you have what we nowadays call a totalitarian state or a military-run state or whatever, you really don't care much about what people think. They can think anything they feel like because you can control them with a bludgeon. But as the state loses its capacity to coerce through threats or terror or just one or another form of force, then other means have to be found to ensure that democracy doesn't work. That democratic forms, in other words, persist, but without interfering with the right of the privileged elements to rule. What the privileged elements are may differ in different societies. In modern capitalist democracies, the privileged sectors are those who are the corporate elite, basically. They own the country, more or less. In fact, more, not less. They effectively own the country, and they basically control the political system. In the United States, there's really a one-party state. It's a business party with two factions. And they control the media, the ideological system, and they impose very sharp constraints on any form of policy, any policy that's formulated. Even if the political system ever got out of their control, which is unlikely, it couldn't get very far out because the weapons of capital strike and disinvestment and reduction of business confidence and so on are sufficient to control policy. So there's lots of mechanisms that ensure that those who own the country govern it. And we should bear in mind that that was the principle of the founding fathers, that those who own the country ought to govern it. That's, in fact, a quote from John Jay, the president of the Constitutional Convention. That's the way the country's founded. Now, the problem is, how do you deal with all of this when people are free, as they are, like the state? They can't send in the police to break up this conversation. So how do you deal with that? Well, a lot of mechanisms are used, and one of them, primary one, is thought control, indoctrination. That's what the phrase necessary.
Democracy has always been a problem. People can't really be free. They sold you a lie. Black's Law Dictionary, 3rd edition. Look up the legal term free. It means unconditionally free. Look up the legal term liberty. It means freedom within constraints. We need a weak government. Listen to what's happening, people. You're not free. The Constitution is static unless they put in that proper and necessary clause, the elastic clause. This is why the government has grown. In the beginning, Federalist, anti-Federalist. Federalist, big, strong government. No, that's going to resemble the king. Anti-Federalist. No, we want to be small, rural. We can control our own thing. We want to be free. There is no freedom. Look at these events that have happened in the past 20 years. 9/11. Patriot Act. Proper and necessary clause. Patriot Act, anti-constitution. What is the Constitution? The highest law in the land. Since its inception 230 some odd years ago, guess what? Only 27 amendments. It's very difficult to amend the Constitution. 10 came at the creation of the Constitution. Because you had people that said, nah.
I see what you're doing.
This shit is too, we need some guarantees that we gonna be good. Enumerated powers. Implied powers. Do you see? State powers. Fed powers. Well, wait a minute. We're federal, which means dual between the federal government and the states. And when there's conflict, it defaults to the federal government. Listen, man. They knew what they was doing. We gonna control your ass. We're gonna do everything we want to do. This is locked. You are locked in. You think you're not. You think you free because you can put your ass cheek on the bathroom sink. Because you got a passport and you can go somewhere and come back. You think they not tightening the screws? See, back in the day, you heard him say indoctrination. You heard Noam say indoctrination. You know, we can teach people through education, through the media, right? Through family. We can do that. We can implant ideas and condition them. Whenever there's an environment with four walls, my nigga, you're the rat in B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning experiment. What the fuck is Zoe talking about? You should know B.F. Skinner and operant conditioning. You should know Pavlov's dog. You should know this shit, but you don't. You know how to rap, though. You know how to talk shit to your brother. You know how to put your sister down. You know how to disrespect all that is black, but you won't disrespect white Jesus. You won't disrespect the white faces on the dollar. But you'll disrespect your brother if he don't have it. Broke nigga. Brokey. Every significant empire crashed. And you say, wait a minute. Did it actually crash? Or was it handed off?
Or reset.
Did Rome crash? Just, oh shit, when did it crash? How did it crash? What happened? And then the Roman Empire just went away.
Just vanished.
Then the Vatican showed up in the same seat. See, I don't think you understand, man. Shit. Listen, politics, world politics, global politics. Do you understand what I'm saying? Global politics is the highest form of theater. That's Hollywood. You out here selling your pussy and your ass to get put on, and you think that's Hollywood. That's not Hollywood. The highest form of theater, the word democrat or democracy comes from the Greek word for theater. Like, y'all don't understand the game that's being run. How can you be inside a simulation of life and you got time to vacation and talk shit and criticize? The church is criticizing sinners and don't speak none of the ancient languages. Because if you did, you'd see how they changed it to fit the narrative they want to push. The truth don't need apologetics. The truth don't need hermeneutics. The truth is just the fucking truth. It doesn't have to go through an extensive, this is what we got, and this is how we got to this. It don't need all that. The truth is the truth. Because what they do know is they can get in and manipulate words. They can get in. That's why do you think they still got a job? You would think you niggas already translated these books. No, they keep coming out with new translations every year. Why? Because they keep finding shit. Well, then we got to change that. Well, we got to flip that around. Well, we got to... So now we got a white pope from America. Is he white? Because there go his grandmama. Are they finna barack us with the new pope? I'm asking for a friend. Is this the Barack Obama of popes? Is this how you slip in a black person as the pope? They got to pass. They got to be passing. Is this how you do it? Pope Leo the 14th, maternal grandparents Joseph Martinez and Louise Bacquet are documented in various historical records as either black or mulatto. And they resided in New Orleans, 7th Ward, a historically Catholic area known for its diverse population of African, Caribbean, and European descent. Is the Vatican the rise of Rome? I told you. Do they disappear? Or do they get handed off? I'm talking about empires.
Great reset.
Who is America's #1 ally?
UK, right?
Who?
England?
UK, England. America was born out of
I'm British. Great Britain.
who? I'm just trying to point. Who made kings kings in medieval Europe? In medieval Europe, who made the kings the kings? France, England, Portugal, Spain, Ireland. Who made them kings? Their father, the Pope. It is the Pope that rose people up to kingship.
I ain't know that part.
Where kingship means kinship. That's why they have a line of succession. That's why when the little girl found out most of the goddamn presidents are related. 13-year-old girl found out the genealogy. Most of the presidents are cousins, related. Wait, I thought we wanted to be totally different. I thought this was a different thing. No. You got sold the coldest game. The greatest lie ever told, that you're free. I own a house. Yeah, but stop paying the mortgage or pay it off and stop paying the taxes.
Yeah.
So you see, ownership is an illusion. If you own a house, do you own the airspace above it? Do you own the soil? And how much of the soil do you own? From Chicago, the Pope, an American, the first one in the 2,000-year history of the Vatican. The Vatican is the smallest country on the planet Earth. It's a city. It's the smallest sovereign country. So imagine Pasadena as a sovereign country. That's the Vatican. And Pasadena is bigger than the Vatican. What keeps it sovereign? It's religious, right? How?
I'm sure they don't need.
Where's your army? Where's your military? Where's how do they keep from being invaded? And who would? But do you understand? They out the way with all that power.
Right.
They still out the way. Hey, we're just the Vatican.
Yeah, with their hands up.
So you mean to tell me this is the seat that crowned everybody, kings, queens, and all of a sudden they just benign and don't do shit but just pray and touch on kids?
And apparently hide artifacts too. Like.
What do you do? Is this just pomposity? Like, is this just tradition and culture? What power do you have in the world? Clandestine, right? We don't really know. Okay, let's go to Great Britain. They say, Parliament took over. The king, queen, princes, all that shit, ceremonial. You think? Fuck with one of them. How much wealth do they have? Where does the wealth come from? $14 out of 50. We got nearly 400 people in here. Please continue to support. Who is this? Roderick Ray. Zoe, my man. I see you with the beanie on this afternoon. Love Uncle Zoe. Much respect, fam. Raheem 7. Thank you, brother. Brother Zoe. Could billionaire tech companies be another form of Middle Ages feudalism, as lords and the governments as a king? The illusion of a newer system. Man, ain't nothing new under the sun. But what I'm saying is oftentimes we get caught up in the superficial presentation of the world. Right? We get caught up. There's a lot to be done in our lives. You say, what are you talking about, Zoe? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The whole purpose for you being born is to reconcile past life karma. The whole purpose of you being born is to elevate your spiritual consciousness by taking ownership of what's in you that is broken. Now, broken is just a euphemism for curriculum. So in order for you to open a book, you got to crack the seal. Whatever happened in childhood cracked the seal. In adult relationships, the seal is already cracked. Now the book is open. What you read about you through the relationship is your curriculum. Healing. But it's hard to heal when you're economically reeling. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Pull up the hierarchy of needs. Hey, are we tapped in? We got 15 out of 50. Let me see how long. We only have 47 minutes left in this goal. Listen, you can go to my Cash App, $ZoWhat Netter. I'm going to go over there and shout everybody out that has done it. Or you can hit the super chat. We're only asking for $5. We got 15 out of 50. We have 46 minutes remaining. Put up an emoji if you're enjoying what I'm breaking down right now. Please, can you put up an emoji and let me know if you're enjoying what we're breaking down right now? Can you get a clearer one? But I want people to see. And guess what? This is some white man, Abraham Maslow. Where did the white men get their ideas and concepts from? Ancient, right? Ancient cultures who already did this. You see the color system, right? Chakras, right? At the very least, we don't want to be hungry, thirsty, exhausted, freezing, overheating, sick, or in pain. That's the bottom. Poverty. Abraham's, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, they've already psychologically proved this shit wrong. You know why? Because like white folk do, they only thinking about themselves. He didn't put no socioeconomic data, no cultural data, no racial data. There's our hierarchy of needs. And if you read his shit, a lot of his shit is like Paramahansa Yogananda, who came here in the 30s to talk to Congress about Kriya Yoga. The only book Steve Jobs had on his damn iPhone was Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. And it talked about a lineage of gurus that came from one guru that's over 3,000 years old. He's called the Deathless Guru. His name is Babaji. And he's not a regular avatar. Avatar from the Sanskrit word avatara, which means divinity descends downward into a body. This is why in the cartoon, the avatar, he's got a fucking arrow pointing down on his head. The divine descent. That's why it lights up when he goes into the avatar state. Oh, all this shit is still out here. They get to write cartoons and do all types of shit. Nigga, what the fuck is that weird shit? You out here with your ass on the sink. You on vacation. You don't know all the spirit shit is in there. Why is it in there? Because they got to tell you. So the deathless guru, Babaji, reached enlightenment. Never died. They say he's still alive now. The Himalayan avatar. There's levels to avatarship. He is known as Maha Avatar. In the Sanskrit language, whenever you see the word Maha, like it's pronounced like when you see Mahatma, when they say Mahatma Gandhi or Mahatma Rice, right. It's Maha-Atma. Maha is great, Atma, soul. Mahatma, great soul. So when you see Maha-Avatar, great avatar. In other words, not great like great, but great like immense. They call him the deathless guru. and from a lineage of gurus. This is why I say niggas be in a hot room on La Cienega talking about they doing yoga.
Oh, the hot yoga.
This man or being or entity or whatever you want to say reached a level of enlightenment to where he's never going to die. Except if he wants to leave his body. If you get the book, Autobiography of a Yogi, read it. White men are conquering the world while excavating the past. And for anybody that want to talk shit and talk crazy, listen. I knew them ancient Indians were black. Well, Autobiography of a Yogi. You want to go even deeper? Paramahansa, Yogananda. Look it up. He died in 1952. Look it up. He came to America to school American Congress. Babaji told his guru and his guru and his guru, like it's a lineage of gurus. Paramahansa Yogananda's guru, Sri Yukteswar. Sri Yukteswar's guru, Lahiri Masasaya. All the way back to Babaji. And they all had a mission. They said, tell him to go to America because America is about to blow up in terms of the economy. It's about to become a hell of a materialistic society. Go there and teach Kriya Yoga so you can counterbalance the shit that's coming. That's what Babaji sent him to America for. Where did he land? Eagle Rock, right outside Pasadena.
Oh, wow.
They got a whole ashram, which is a temple, over in the Eagle Rock area right now. That's where he initially established his movement. It's on Mount Washington is what it's called over here. Right in LA. When he died, I think in 1952, you can Google it right now. Why am I going in on this? It's important. You can Google it right now. When he died, his body didn't decay.
That's crazy.
His body was unfucked with for 3 weeks, 21 days after he died. And they said there was perfume. This was written in the Los Angeles Times. Said there was perfume coming off his body. And there was no signs of decay in it. Why am I talking about this? Because that's what living is for. It's conquering the basic guttural needs. But you don't do it by buying your favorite kind of car or feeling safe because you got money. You don't do it that way. The new God in your life is the white man's dollar, and the white man's dollar is worthless, basically. It's pennies on the dollar right now. Y'all don't remember? Number one, the value is going down. Consistently. Every fiat currency has always returned to zero value. But not only is the value going down, y'all don't remember a couple of years ago, especially around COVID and the preceding years, they was thinking about replacing it as the world currency. Y'all don't remember BRICS? All these companies or countries trying to get together? Listen, the Noam Chomsky documentary is talking about the unsustainability of The haves having it all and the haves not having very much. And this is a real indictment on Black America, because Black America got to stop trying to live like them. You say, I'm not living like them. I'm black, nigga. I season my food. I do this. I do that. Listen, but the amount of money makes you happy. What you have makes you happy. Being in a position to say, I'm good and I ain't got to worry about money makes you happy. Most of us are not doing internal work, shadow work, spirit work. This was I introduce y'all to Paramahansa Yogananda and Babaji and Sri Yukteswar. Yeah. I introduce you to that because that's the real work you should be doing. He said, well, that's a Hindu. All truth is the same. You got mystic Christians who reach what Abraham Maslow called self-actualization, which is at the top of his pyramid. Go to there. Where did he get that from? What is the name of Paramahansa's organization right now? Self-realization. Abraham Maslow, with the slack job you did putting together the hierarchy of needs, you left out socioeconomic data, you left out race, you left out all kind of stuff that would make this a more comprehensive study. Now it's outdated and no longer valid. But where you get your pyramid? Your shit is called self-actualization, and Paramahansa's Yogananda's is called self-realization. This is what white folk do. You wait 40 years to get into the mystery schools. You know the mystery schools are on African soil. You go back home, you become the father of what you learned over there. Well, I'm the father of medicine. What? Imhotep. Well, I'm Hippocrates. Your name is hypocrisy. The fuck? The Hippocratic Oath. And you over here, black man, black woman, feeling depression because you ain't got no money. Feeling less than self because you don't have any wealth. You forgot the whole reason why you incarnated. You might have an abusive grandfather who used to whoop on one of your grandmama's ass. And part of your mission for coming here is to undo that generational curse, that curriculum. But you ain't got time to even focus on it. And when you do get the money, which offers leisure time, according to Benjamin Carney out of UCLA, the more money you have, the more leisure time your relationship can enjoy. That doesn't mean the more money you have, the better the relationship will be. It just means you will have more leisure time. So you use your leisure time to do fake spiritual shit. Let's go get a massage. Let's go down to the Caribbean.
Nah, come get a massage.
We're going to sit on the beach. Still doing and not being. Then, what's crazy, I'll save that. Never mind. Excuse me. I'll save that. But does this make sense? Does this resonate? I mean, does this resonate? This is psychology. That's where Abraham Maslow, this is psychology. And how is the world ruled? Through psychology, thought patterns, and behaviors. You don't have the time to observe yourself. You don't have the time to really observe your partner. All you want to do. Zoe, you talk to dead people, what the fuck? I'm going to keep it pushing. Relationship time management is a topic. Messages are good for the lymphatic system and also have blood flow.
Yeah, baby.
Man, it's hundreds of people in here, but very few of them are responding. I need y'all to respond. I need y'all to talk about it. Brandon Terry sent a Cash App. Bud360 sent a Cash App. Jeffrey Hicks sent a Cash App. My homegirl, Dana. What up, Dana? My homeboy, Lloyd. What up, Lloyd? My homeboy, JD. Jemerson, what up? Willie Johnson, what up? MJ Hester, what up? Gordon, what up? And of course, Latarius. Listen, I need y'all to support. We do this every week to get you guys turned up so you guys can have a different kind of focus with regards to looking at the world. Where are we on the super chats over there?
15 out of 50.
Yeah, I can see that here.
A total of 208 right now. $208.
That's cool. Our people are showing up. You don't think they got all of this stuff from us?
Of course.
Do you think so?
I believe so. Yeah.
They got all this from us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know it anymore, right?
Nah.
All we have is criticism for others who are not doing as well as us. Drama. Right? Programmed. The system is on fire.
Tumbling down for sure.
Farrakhan said it when he was talking to MLK. I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house. If MLK is saying that in the 60s, play that clip. I want you guys to watch this clip. It's short. I'll be right back.
Did you know there was once a black empire so powerful it shaped modern civilization? But here's the truth they erased. Keep watching till the end. By the 8th century, the Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. They built libraries, universities, and advanced medicine before Europe did. They introduced algebra, astronomy, and surgical tools still used today. Their cities had streetlights and running water, while Europe lived in filth. They even taught European royalty how to bathe properly. Before that, some thought bathing was dangerous, but Europe couldn't accept that black rulers built their future. So they erased the Moors and stole their achievements. The Reconquista wasn't just war. It was the erasure of history. Without the Moors, there's no Renaissance, no universities, no science. Black brilliance built the world. They just don't want you to know. If you're still watching, comment Moors and follow for hidden history.
And that's some goofy ass AI generated. But it's true. It's literally true. There's a city just south of Pasadena. Actually, of South Pasadena. So you come out of Pasadena, heading south, you go into South Pasadena, you pass through South Pasadena, there's another tiny little city, maybe 3-4 blocks, El Sereno. Then you go right into Alhambra. You heard of Alhambra? You from here?
And my brother lived there.
Your brother lived in Alhambra. Alhambra, the high school is, the mascot is the Moors. If you from here, that whole area, Asian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got a pale colored Moor as their mascot. Pull it up, Alhambra Moors. Tell me I'm bullshitting.
No.
Tell me I'm bullshitting. It's 351 people in here. We got 17 super chats. Hey, it's 25 minutes left. Can I get y'all to go all out? We're only asking for $5. It's a cup of coffee. If you've enjoyed this information today, please support. This is the largest support we get all week. Look at that.
It's a black dude.
It's a black dude under the mask.
Yo, that's wild.
R Stubbs, thank you. Look. And you can go on their web. I be buying their hoodies because it says Alhambra and it says Moor and it's blue and gold. I be like, yeah, I'm rocking that because I know what it actually. Look at that's an Arab or pale. The Moor from Latin Morus, where we get our word Maurice. My brother's name is Maurice. Where we get the word Morris. The last name, the surname Moor. Moore. The French word for more. I would like to have some more. 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 Morus. Marine. Marie. Maritime. That ain't it though. Home of the Moors. Isn't that crazy? Alhambra was built by the Moors in Spain. It was such a beautiful place and mathematically precise. The math on that thing, it rivals the Great Pyramid. So you telling me that these are totally different races, or did this knowledge get passed down? You see what I'm looking for?
Nah, it's those the only ones that's.
You didn't see the hoodie? Just pull up hoodie. Boop. Boom. Do you understand? Your history ain't your history no more. Because you don't remember it, you can't defend it. That's the one I got. I ain't even from Alhambra, but I know what the Alhambra is. Now pull up the Alhambra, the temple in Spain. (1892), not 1892, what is it? 1492, the Moors were expelled from Spain by the Spanish. Spain does everything in its power right now to obfuscate the history of 700 years of Moorish rule. 700 years. They do everything in their power to cover it. Right now. The Alhambra, you got to find us a better picture. It's far more opulent than that. 1492, look how the Moors leave. First off, we cleaned them up. We bathed them. Bathhouses all over the place. Bathhouses and libraries and lighted streets.
They only like showing the insides of it.
Right? When the Moors are expelled by Ferdinand and Isabella, Ferdinand and Isabella had to dress up like the Moorish Sultan. They had to wear his garments and kneel before him and ask for the keys. There were places like Cordoba, Alhambra. Alhambra was in the south, right next to the Rock of Gibraltar, right next to the strait that leads you back into Africa. They had to dress as Moors and petition, even though the Sultan had lost. He was being expelled. They had to do it in a way that was satisfactory to him. The first maritime people were the Moors. This is where you get the word marauder, raiders, pirates, buccaneers. All that is you. America's one of America's first treaties is done with Morocco, so that their ships can actually make it back and forth to European ports. Because who was picking their ass off? The Moors. All right, it's time for me to go. I appreciate everybody for showing up today. Sarah Jackson is in the building. We miss you, Sarah.
What up, Sarah?
Sarah's in the house. We appreciate the Cash Apps. Davey D. Lee. Like I was saying, this is our most supported show. The ZoWhat morning show. And we only do this show once a week. So it's appreciated when you guys can show up for us in a big way. Like I said, we get about 300, maybe 300 to 500 people in here weekly. It's not a huge crowd, but it's not a small crowd either. And the crowd could definitely do damage if there's a collective move to support. TMC Daddy, thank you, sir. We appreciate that. That's super chat. And like I said, you can also go to my Cash App, $ZoWhat Netter. That's 20 out of 50. KBLA Talk 1580. I will be back on Tavis Smiley's KBLA Talk 1580 for the Voice of Reason from 7 to 9 p.m. Aaron, St. Louis, thank you, sir. Sub Zo. Hey, Aaron, that's the homeboy right there. What up, Aaron? Man, Aaron go all the way back. We 21 and 50. We getting up there. Can we get to 50%? Can we get 4 more super chats to get us to 25 out of 50? That would be great. But Aaron used to call all the time when we were on Dash Radio. And that brother, man, that brother had us rolling. That brother had some of the greatest stories about his brother. It was crazy. Yeah. Yes, get those tickets to the Comedy and Connection series. If you're in the Los Angeles area, I do recognize that my shows are national shows. This podcast, my radio show with Tavis Smiley, these are national shows. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint the Los Angeles audience. There are a lot of people here who listen, but I believe that the majority of my audience is out of state. But we appreciate it. If you're in the Los Angeles area, don't forget, go to themiracleinglewood.com. themiracleinglewood.com. I think you guys are going to really enjoy what we have in store for you guys regarding this event. Yeah. And let me ask really quickly, how many of you guys have actually watched The Voice of Reason? Who watches or listens to the Voice of Reason radio show? Are you guys still keeping up? I know a lot of people watch the older videos. Like, a lot of people check out the older videos. I want to know if you guys are actually keeping up with the new iteration of it. Because every time I do the Voice of Reason at a different place, remember, it started with the Foxhole, Jamie Foxx's Foxhole. Then it went to RMC, right? Roscoe's Media Center. Like Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, that nigga owned it. It was a radio station owned by the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle nigga. Yeah. All right, RMC. Then we went from RMC to T Radio V.
Okay, I do remember.
Right? Yeah. Then from T Radio V, we went to Dash Radio. Right? Like, this has been a progress of things. So the Voice of Reason and the ZoWhat Morning Show has been around for quite some time. Voice of Reason is 2008, April 10th, 2008. Okay. And the ZoWhat show has been around July 12th, 2012. So we've been doing both podcasts for a minute. Let me shout folk out. Fast Cash, thank you. We getting closer and closer. We need 3 more to get to the 50% mark. And like I said, yes, Coach Baruti got me watching more and more. Thank you, Marilyn Davis. I appreciate it. Yes, sir, all classic shows. Yes, rest in peace, Dr. G, Drew Mackey. Dr. G was tremendous, man. As a trainer of hostage negotiators, that's what he was.
Really?
I mean, he's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He trained FBI hostage negotiators. Wow. And what was dope about him was he wanted to be put in the fire. He wanted that. So think about it. I had him with Corey Holcomb, Jeff Brown,
Yeah.
Kevin,
A lot of opinionated,
Bobby.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing in all types of voices, and he in there in the Philly shell just rolling.
Right.
He rolling with the punches. Because he's trained folks how to be in the line of fire. And who are you? Who are you to be talking? You know, all that shit you talk about is, you know. But he was. And like I said, he was so cool because he was able to get to a point where now we listening. It's almost like, oh, he with us.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And he was able to impart massive jewels on the show. Y'all remember that time when Dr. G was like, the black people should do like we do? We do community tithing. He was talking about the Jews. He was like, we do community tithing. Regardless of what we do, how much we make, we all come back to the pot with 10%. Then he said, then we take some of that money and go short the stock market. Yeah. Do y'all remember him? Do y'all remember Dr. G? He was giving up social game. Like, hey, this is what we should do. This is what black folks, he was like, this is what we do. Y'all should do what we do. Y'all want to get some bread as a collective. Big Jersey, I began listening when Zoe had the show back in the day. Yes, sir. I used to listen on Sirius XM. 23 out of 50, we cooking. I'm appreciative. Nola Blackmer, thank you. I'm appreciative. We almost there. We just need 2 more super chats or cash apps, and we'll settle for the 25. 25 out of 50. We're appreciative. We're thankful. You know. Lloyd, I see you. Haru the Duke.
Shout out to Lloyd.
I see y'all. Yeah, those were good times, man. I was just listening to the episode when we had Dick Gregory. Man, it was Dick Gregory, Corey Holcomb,
That was a good one.
Bobby, Dr. G. We had all these folks on at the same time. And Bobby and Dick Gregory get into it. They cussing at each other and talking about, you know, people mamas, and it got crazy. But after that show was over, I had an opportunity to talk to Dick Gregory. And he imparted some wisdom. You know, just life wisdom. He was like, anytime you want me on the show, huh? Just, huh? Call Little Gregory. Yeah. Little Gregory is his wife. He said, call Little Gregory. Tell her what you want, and I'll come back. And I just love that, man. Just those moments. I remember that time. Who was the girl, the light-skinned lady from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? She been in everything. She was on In Living Color. She been in everything. I forgot her name. She was on Hollywood Shuffle. The light-skinned lady.
Pretty sexy too.
Roscoe's Mangy Chicken. Anne Marie. Yeah. Yes, Anne Marie. Man, thank you. Sashay, thank you. We up in here. We need 1 more super chat to get to 50%. We asked for 50 people. We got 24. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I hope everybody shows their love. And man, just thank you. I appreciate it. You can, like I said, you can go to my Cash App as well. $, ZoWhat Netter, $, ZoWhat Netter. Man, we even had Attorney Grimes on the ZoWhat Morning Show at T Radio V. That's Milton Grimes represented Rodney King in the infamous case, you know, where he was abused by the system, of course, system of white supremacy. I mean, this show has meant a lot to a lot of people. And that's why I'm always encouraging people, man, like the next youngster that comes up and does something meaningful like this, we got to support them. I don't want us to just support a movie.
All right.
As a matter of fact, here's another movie we should go support. Personal friend of mine is in this movie, and we should support it just like we support sinners. But I don't want us to just go support entertainment. Right? Support edutainment. David Robinson got us there. The Admiral. We got 25 out of 50. Oh, Waylon is in here. 26 out of 50. We cooking in the last few minutes. Oh, DJ Inglewood. Oh, it's turned up. 27 out of 50. Come on. These are Kobe numbers. But what was I saying before I got turned up?
Support Your Friends movie that he got.
Yeah, Shadow Force is the name of the movie. My homeboy Marvin Jones III is in it.
Okay, yeah.
He's a part of, the Smoke and Mirrors cigar podcast that myself, Chase Johnson, and Marvin Jones III are linked in. And of course, we got more episodes that are going to come out. I want you guys to support that. Go sign up to the Smoke and Mirrors podcast YouTube page. But yes, my homeboy in this movie, Kerry Washington, Omar Sy, Shadow Force, family over everything. Let's go support it. Black-owned businesses, right? Well, this is a black film, right? And we got folk that, we love in there. Let's support them. Yeah. Marcus Gosha, I see you. 28 out of 50. We're actually killing right now. 5 minutes left. But I'm thankful and grateful for everybody tapping in today. We did a good thing today. I got love for y'all. Tonight, KBLA Talk 1580. I'm encouraging you guys to support by showing up. And remember, the easiest thing to do is hit the like button and share button. Subscribe. We're thankful for all of that. Sarah Jackson, we love you, Zoe. I love you too, Sarah. What's the name of the book that talks about wanting to be included? I'm not quite sure. You brought us Rizza Islam. Nah, man, Rizza is an OG, man. What was Dr. G book called? He had a bunch of them. He had Talking to Crazy. He had Just Listen. He had How to Get Out of Your Own Way. Like, he had some slappers. He had some slappers. All right, y'all. I do gotta go. I know I keep saying it, but I do have to go. Again, I appreciate everybody for being here. There's only 4 minutes left on our little drive. We're gonna do a drive. We do a goal. YouTube set it up for it to work that way. Hey, John Bennett and Lloyd back in here, man. I appreciate, man. We in here. Let's get it. That was the Cash App. John Bennett hit the Cash App. We're thankful. All right. Your brother Zoe got to go. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. This has been the ZoWhat Morning Show. I hope we learned something as a collective. And don't forget, come back to this YouTube channel tonight. Come back to this YouTube channel tonight, 7 p.m. The Voice of Reason will be live. All right? I appreciate y'all. It's time to go. Deuces.